And hello, everyone. Welcome back to Box Office Shuffle. It's time for episode 10. Can't believe we're into double digits already. Coming off last week's classic rewatch Speed, we're going back in time again for another film, but one that's not quite as classic, I think would be a fair thing to say, because this week we watched Rat Race from 2001. I'm one of your hosts, Thomas, a.k.a. Mr. Warper. Alongside me, as always, is Chris, a.k.a. Gamma Caruchador.
Hey, yo.
And last but certainly not least is Joe, a.k.a. Joe.
Hey.
So like I said, Rat Race from 2001, specifically release date of August 17th, 2001 here in the US. It would have a 2022 release in the UK, I believe. This one came from Chris's collection, specifically the DVD release. Because if you don't know, Box Office Shuffle is a podcast where the three of us take our physical media collections, put them in a shuffler, which you'll see later in the episode, and that's what we pick out to watch for our next episode. We just wrapped up watching this with our Discord community, and I do have an individual who wanted to give his score, mostly just because I asked, and which was actually quite in line with the Rotten Tomatoes for this movie and the general kind of critic audience. So he apparently has mainstream taste. Shout out to our boy Jerron. And so yeah, Chris, this is your film, so let's maybe have you take it away. Like, is this a film like you saw in theaters? Like, was it just kind of like you happened to have it in your parents' collection and you took it? Like, how did you come into watching this film? Because it's from before our time where we could have probably gone to see it in theaters.
Yeah. So I remember the first time I saw this, I was at a family party. So this was after it was out of theaters and everything. I was at a family party, and there was a football game on, and the game was so bad that we were just all like, turn this off, put a movie on or something. And somebody put Rat Race in. I just remember I sat down on the couch and I just, by family party, I'm watching a movie. And that was the first time I watched this. And at that point, I was just like, this is hilarious. I like this movie. I want this movie. And so I think I got it for like a birthday or something. But yeah, I mean, it was literally just happenstance. It was because a football game was boring that I saw this movie. I think it was like the Bears playing the Colts or something, and they were getting like destroyed. Yeah, Rex Grossman era, Peyton Manning era.
Oh yeah, that's And yet somehow he made it to a Super Bowl.
No, he didn't make it to a Super Bowl. The defense Devin Hester made it to a Super Bowl.
No, wait. Yeah, that would have been.
He did make it to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He was dragged to a Super Bowl.
Was it the Super Bowl that you guys shut off? Because they got fucking demolished. Because they played the Colts. It was
not the Super. Yeah, I remember that.
That would have been amazing.
I remember
shut off the Super Bowl to watch this movie.
I remember being at that Super Bowl party because I am from Chicagoland. Bears fans everywhere, watching that kickoff with Devin Hester running all the way back, and then who was it at the time? Was it Tony Dungy was the coach at the time? Yeah. And you saw him go up to the kicker after that and just be like, I told you not to kick it to him, kind of deal. And they just they kept it away from Devin Hester the rest of the game, and that was all for the Bears. But anyway, back to Rat Race. I probably didn't see it until 2002, 2003. But
have you seen it since?
Yes, I definitely, when I got it, I definitely watched it a few times during my, junior high, early high school years, but I don't think that I've watched it in probably 10 to 15 years. More close to 15, I would guess.
Huh?
So,
understood.
It's been a while.
Very true. Same here for me. I had seen it before, probably on the DVD release as well. I think my parents might have rented it once way back when that was a thing you could actually do. Rest in peace, Redbox, as well as many other companies.
Family
Joe,
Video.
I believe this was your first time seeing the film?
Yes, this is my first time seeing the film.
Without getting too into the weeds on, specific plot points and stuff, which we'll talk about in a little bit, what was your overall impression of the movie?
For a early 2000s movie, I thought it was actually kind of good, the comedy in it, and just the randomness that happens, and then the ending I did not expect. Not saying anything right now, but I was like, what is going on with No, I honestly, as a good movie, I would be seeking out to collect it.
Oh, you do want to add
Kind
this
of
to your
status.
collection.
Yes. And that was kind of jumping
Nice.
the gun, but I'm like, I'd like to have this in the collection. Is it gonna be a repeat watch? Probably not. But if I just randomly select a movie one night and this happens to be it, I'll be happy.
Fair enough. See, for me, this would be if I found it in the bargain bin, but like a brand new copy. Yes. And speaking of, right before we started filming, we're watching the movie tonight. I went uptown that has a Dollar General in our Casey's just because I didn't want to make dinner. So I popped into the Dollar General where I was going to buy stuff for tomorrow. And I'm walking by their bargain bin movies. Guess what I found for $3.95? I'm going to see if Chris can guess this movie. It's a gangster movie, a mafia movie, I should say.
Okay.
Robert De Niro, Ray Liotta, Joe
Mhm.
Pesci. Directed by Martin Scorsese. Scorsese? Or whoever he says his name.
Is this newer?
No, it's older.
Okay, so it's not The Irishman.
No, it's well before that.
Oh shoot. I can picture the Joe Pesci scene.
I believe it released in 1990.
Um
And it was $3.95. Brand new, sealed,
Wilworth.
on Blu-ray.
oh my gosh.
You got
You're
5.
gonna say it. You're
four,
gonna say it, and I'm gonna hurt
3,
myself because I
2,
know exactly what it
1.
is.
Goodfellas.
Ah,
Yeah. I
There
just
we go.
couldn't. I just couldn't think of the
it's on
name.
Blu-ray too. Shit, let's
Yeah, it's
go.
on Blu-ray. And they
yes.
had that, and the 4K version of that is still $18 in some places. So I was like, it doesn't come with the digital if you buy the 4K version. So I'm like, yeah, I don't own it. I've seen it before. I like it. And that's the cost of a rental, on digital. So
Yeah.
I'll buy the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Absolutely worth it. They also had Lego Batman and the Lego Movie. They have multiple copies of
Ooh,
both.
nice.
But I already own the Lego Movie, so.
Okay. Speaking of Joe Pesci, real quick, does anybody here have My Cousin Vinny on their wheel?
Don't own it. It's
'Cause
on my.
I love that
Hey.
movie.
It's on my. I
That's
need
a
to collect
great
it movie. Yeah, it's on
Yeah,
my.
for sure, for
That-
sure.
That would go on my spreadsheet. But
Do not
Yeah.
have it.
Joey doesn't have it. So that's our kind of the intro. And again, like we said, we take our physical collections. So, if you happen to own this, if you're watching at home, listening on YouTube or whatever, let us know what you thought of Rat Race before we get into a little bit of the plot here and our overall thoughts on what does not work. Some banter about, some background stuff with the movie, particularly its inspiration material, which
Mhm.
our Jerron did a kind of a really quick Google search and found a really cool plot connection to
Yeah.
the thing that inspired this, which was It's a Mad, 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 Mad World from 1963. That film has a very similar plot where it's the people going after the money. In that case, it was $350,000, which counting for inflation up to $2,000, which is when this was filmed, it's about $2 million, which is exactly the money they're going after. So the basic plot of the film, of course, I should get into some of the facts and figures here first, though. It's directed by Jerry Zucker, who's most famous for other comedies like Airplane, Top Secret. He also directed Ghost in 1990. I think that was 1990.
Patrick Swayze film.
Yeah, the Swayze film. Yep.
Wow.
He directed that as well as a couple other films I had not heard before. Ruthless People and First Night, and he's also was an EP on the Naked Gun series. So a lot of comedies like this.
Yeah.
Written by Andy Breckman, and this is what I said in the pre-show. Here's our Monk connection, which we've had like 4 episodes where we talk about Monk for some reason. It's so bizarre. Starting, of course, with our Galaxy Quest video episode. Andy Breckman, he was originally a Letterman writer and then an SNL writer. It's where you got to know a bunch of people that are actually in this cast. But he's most well known for creating and producing Monk on USA. He was the original force behind
really?
Monk because he wrote and grew up, loved reading mystery novels, and decided to write a TV show about a mystery, like solving mystery show. And that's how Monk was born. Oh, that was a fascinating connection. And then in the pre-show, Chris is talking about like some Monk connection, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I have a plot point for that.
Nice.
At the box office, it made $85.5 million globally on a budget of about $48 million. So counting for, extra marketing and distribution stuff, basically it broke even, which is a good thing. It didn't lose money. Starred John Cleese, Rowan Atkinson, Whoopi Goldberg, Cuba Gooding Jr., Lanai Chapman, Breckin Meyer, Seth Green, John Lovitz, among many other people, including Amy Smart. Kathy Bates is also probably the biggest cameo in this one. You guys have
yeah.
seen her in a bunch of stuff. She's uncredited as a roadside squirrel saleswoman who was definitely a serial killer.
Oh,
Sure,
for
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely.
For sure.
Killed at least
Yeah.
20 people.
Yes.
Anyway, so the basic plot point, the basic setup, of course, is all these disparate people with all their different backgrounds win at a slot machine. They go to the guest services, get this pitch from basically a billionaire, the hotel owner, that they have to go just race to go get a bag of $2 million in cash at a train station about 570 miles away, which is about, did the Google search myself, it's about a 9.5 hour drive. So, like, for me, it'd be like driving down to Oklahoma City. It's doable
I bet.
without the shenanigans of everything they go through, which
Mhm.
definitely probably took more than 9 hours. Some of the crazy shit.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So that's the basic gist, and then obviously all the crazy shenanigans and sight gags and everything along the way. They all happen to meet up there at the exact same time. And then there's another twist ending where they end up at a Smash Mouth concert for charity and they end
Yeah.
up giving all the money away. Anyway, so as we were watching this film, we have our watch party chat. And one of the first gags of the film is after the race begins, is a moment where you can tell, oh, this is a pre 9/11 script. Because remember, this came out literally like 3 weeks before 9/11. When they break the brothers, that Seth Green is a part of that pair. They end up tying a winch to like a radar station, like to try to crash the airplane system so nobody can leave, but they can get a jump because they didn't go to the airport.
They
get on a
didn't
plane?
get there in time to get tickets.
Yeah, they didn't get tickets in
yeah.
time, so they wanted to stop the planes from taking off. Like, yeah, that's definitely a pre 9/11 plot point.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And that's where that sets the tone great for all the sight gags that are about to follow with it ratcheting up the Jeep up the side of the radar installation.
Seth Green's brother has the best screaming face in this movie. It's so funny to me. Just a full, complete idiot scream face, and I love it.
Yep. And there are definitely some jokes that wouldn't fly today.
Mm-hmm.
It's a comedy from over 20 years ago. Of course there
True.
are.
Yep.
So that's the basic gist of this movie. I think it's a solid enough comedy film. It is definitely better
Yeah.
than Kingpin, what we watched a couple episodes ago.
Oh,
I think it is
100%.
It
true.
very much clears that bar, which is
Yes.
not a hard bar to clear.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing that's different about this movie. The plot stays the same the entire movie, whereas in Kingpin it says we're done being a bowling movie. We're a weird Amish person movie now, and then we're not a Amish person movie anymore. We're back to bowling.
It's so
There's
bizarre.
such a good movie that could have been developed just in the bowling part and then just
Right.
the Amish.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it could have been like a parody of sports movies, and it
Yeah.
wasn't. It's what but it clearly
No.
wanted to be at the end.
Yeah, that's what it was. It just fuck.
Yeah, what a weird
Okay.
movie.
Like they could have done a water boy scenario with the whole Amish guy, but then they
Yeah.
just decided to get away from the
it's
whole
bizarre.
bowling part of it, and it ruined it.
But to circle back, before we circle back to Rat Race, I saw Bill Murray was on New Heights with the Kelsey brothers.
Oh,
They were
yeah.
talking about Kingpin.
Were they really?
Like
What
his-
were they saying about Kingpin?
They were saying he's a great movie villain. And that's not entirely
Oh, okay,
wrong,
yeah.
but like
True.
he's less of a villain in this movie than John Cleese is. You know what I mean?
Here's
Yeah.
Here's the thing about Bill Murray's villain in Kingpin. It's like the same exact guy as him from Ghostbusters. It's the same personality, and yet one's portrayed as a hero and one's portrayed as a villain.
Basically, yeah.
That's funny.
So
Damn.
anyway, we're getting back on Rat Race now. We're done talking about an episode two
It's gonna
two
come
shows
to-
ago.
We're gonna bring Kingpin back to the mainstream. This is the podcast that brings Kingpin to kinghood.
Everything goes to Kingpin.
All
That'll
roads,
be my first
all
tattoo,
balls
Kingpin.
roll back to Kingpin.
Yeah.
You know, 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, 6 degrees of Kingpin.
Kingpin.
Okay, that'll be a gag for season 2 of the show. because we're wrapping up. This will be, I think, probably the penultimate episode of season 1. We're going to do a holiday special for the next one. We've got our shuffler ready to go for later in the episode.
Yeah.
So, I already mentioned one of the gags with the radar installation as like this is pre 9/11. What are some other ones for you that actually like hit for you? I have one in mind that should not have been this funny, but only because of the actor that it is. What works well for you guys?
When John Lovince's family, they go to the Barbie museum, but it's all just Nazi shit. I was like, what the heck happened? So lost. I was like looking away, and all of a sudden, like, oh, we are just there's a skinhead and a Nazi. It's like, what the shit?
And you remember how it ends with
Yes.
them going?
That's
biker gang.
That was my note. When they end up at the veterans like memorial
Yes.
like ceremony, and he's like trying to talk, but it sounds like German. He's got the he's got
Because
the
he had
lipstick
that cigarette
mustache.
lighter in his mouth.
It should not be that funny. It shouldn't be that funny. Yet it shouldn't. John Lovitz.
It really shouldn't, but it's so funny.
Lovitz is just that good.
well.
It's fantastic. Not that seeing what those scenes are worth it just for the movie itself, but very effective comedy there. That
was.
really using your cast really, really well with the bit there.
Like you could definitely see the inspiration from like, oh, the guy worked on Airplane and stuff, and then he does this. Like, it's the same style of gags.
Yes.
I was talking about it earlier, Seth Green's brother in this movie. I love his screaming face. So the entire part where they're chasing the hot air balloon, and then Seth Green is in front of the car, and he's on the hood, and he looks back, and then he's like just screams. That's hilarious to me. And then all the little bets that happen in the background for John Cleese and his people, like just the cleaning maids hanging from curtain rods and whoever lets go last, and they're all just like cheering him on. It's so weird, but I love those little gags.
There was a couple that they cut. This is on my notes too. There's one, I think it's on the deleted scenes, where they're playing Monopoly with real money.
Yes.
That is one that should have stayed in. That would have been hilarious to see.
100%.
But yeah, that was definitely a great recurring gag. I think that could have used a little bit more in between some of the scenes, to move the pace along with how they're traveling. But I liked what we got. And the last one with the throwing the plane off, with seeing who throws up first.
Yes, that's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Just over the top, like, kind of stuff that you would expect from a film like this. So those are some things that worked. What were some that didn't? I'll go first. What you guys were thinking?
Yeah.
For me, it's basically everything with the bus and Gooding Jr.'s character.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, that's a little too much. Like, the guy would just strip in a bathroom for someone who says his girlfriend's having a baby. My first reaction is, that dude's crazy. No.
Yeah. Right.
That's a little too much. And then the Lucy characters, and there's a trans joke. Like, come on.
Which also doesn't make sense because they just had the bus fill with like soap and water from the bathroom, and then he says, we'll go to the bathroom. Cuba, it's dead. The bathroom just showed that it shit itself.
Well, there's two kind of trans jokes with Cuba, because the bartender,
that's right, at the beginning.
Yeah.
Which is kind of I was like,
those don't fly so well.
No.
Anything else you guys come to mind?
The Cody brothers with Seth Green in this character, just how they're just like super scammy the whole time. I don't know. The intro scene was like, why would slipping on a shot glass win you a lawsuit kind of thing?
But that is used to great effect. The lawyer shows up later in the movie.
Yes, that is a good
and I looked it up.
That
was like a big lawyer at the time apparently, and they just played themselves.
Oh,
I was like, why are they so bad at acting? How did they get this role? And then I saw that they they
He's
just
hired a
play
lawyer.
themselves in the movie. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, it
I
is
would
Gloria
say-
Allard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gloria
Okay.
Allard.
I'm trying to remember why. Like, why would she have been? I'm trying to remember why she would have been a big name around the time.
Yeah, I don't know. While
I'm
you're looking that
assuming
up,
she had some big case that was like on TV. Wait, was she part of Roe v. Wade?
I don't know.
Is that why I know the name?
I do know the name. It's just I don't remember. While you look that up, I'll go over one gag that just kind of it doesn't make sense. Which is when Newman and Mr. Bean
Oh,
are like open up the heart container. It's just like, why are you doing
yeah.
this?
I forgot about that.
Why?
yes.
Why? But it leads to really funny stuff. So like, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
That's the like the other stuff that we've talked about. It just falls flat almost completely, just because nowadays those jokes don't fly. But
Mhm.
that joke was like it didn't make sense why it happened, but it led to funny things.
Yeah.
And like him playing fetch with a heart with a dog that he just finds, and then they have to chase the dog. And then for some reason the dog runs into a power lot or like a electrified
Electric
fence,
fence.
and then it's like this when they get to it, and it doesn't make any sense, but I love it.
that
Funny.
scene
Electric
reminded me
fences
of do you guys remember the OC? I think it was the OC. No, it was it
Orange
the
County?
OC? No, Chad Michael Murray was in this one. He was on the CW, so it wouldn't have been the OC because that was Fox. Was it One Tree Hill where someone's
Tree
trying to
Hill
get a
sounds-
kidney transplant and it falls on the ground and then a dog picks it up somehow the dog's in the hospital and just walks away with it while the guy who's waiting for the kidney transplant
No.
sees it happen. Wouldn't be in the OR being prepped or anything. Makes no fucking sense. You guys never seen that clip?
Wow. No.
No.
Okay, we'll look it up here later after off screen,
Okay.
and I might show it now if I can get away with it on YouTube. It's really dumb, and yet, and a scene like that can work in a comedy. Doesn't really work in a drama.
Right.
Oh, anyway, I looked it up. Allard was probably most famous for a couple of things. Number one, during an ethics committee hearing on outlawing abortion, she presented one of the senators with a chastity belt. And then he called her a slick
Nice.
butch lawyeress and then sued him for libel and won a $20,000 settlement and a public apology.
Let's go.
And she's also been like in a lot of like civil rights and like there was I guess a lawsuit about separating sections for girls and boys toys, and yeah. So she was just known for doing a lot of civil suits for
Yeah.
Okay.
civil rights stuff when it
Heck
comes to
yeah.
women's rights. So that's where the name's from, and it's why I knew the name.
Yeah. I know I had heard that name before, and I was like, I don't know what this is from, but that all makes sense now. Yeah.
All right.
Sweet.
So where were we?
Also,
What
though,
didn't work?
Bad actor.
Well, yeah, she's a lawyer. I would hope she's a bad actor.
Get out.
Anything else
Okay.
that sticks out as were we on things that didn't work still?
Things that don't
Yeah,
work.
I had done something while you were talking about
Yeah.
just how the whole heart thing.
Oh,
Why would
yeah,
you
the
take
heart
the
thing,
heart
that's
out
where
of
we
it?
were.
It doesn't make sense, but it leads to funny stuff. So
Yeah.
I was okay with that.
And it's Wayne Knight. It's another one of those like if it wasn't Wayne Knight, I don't know how you would pull that off.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Having him show up as the driver is pretty great. Let's see. For me, I think the ending, if they had set it up earlier in the movie, that like there's this charity concert near, outside Silver City.
Oh.
And then
Like maybe just showing billboards every time they're passing.
Yeah, like it's on
signs
the
to say,
highway or
oh,
something.
this is how far to Silver City, and then behind it's like, oh, this
Yeah.
thing is happening.
And maybe
Yeah.
that was in there and I missed it, but I didn't remember it. Because
Maybe, I
the
don't know.
ending is extremely left field,
Mhm.
along with the running gag of just driving through walls for some reason.
Yeah, just
That happens at least 3 times. It makes no sense. But it's a
Yeah.
comedy film. And they just
Yeah.
end up at a Smash Mouth concert. Another,
Yeah.
oh, this is a real like turn of the end of the 20th century movie. Smash Mouth is your ender.
Yep. Dude, that year was smash. I think Shrek came out that year as well.
Or
in
just about, yeah. It was
2001.
around that time.
Yeah. Smash Mouth had a good time, that one song that they had.
Yeah, 2001. Yep, Shrek.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They had a great time. Sure.
Yep.
R.I.P. Smash Mouth.
Indeed. So yeah, anything else I didn't have? Yeah. Oh yeah, everyone's going to jail. I definitely had that. Except maybe the
100%,
lawyer,
yes.
because like he lies to a pilot to get in a helicopter, but that's not who she was going to go anyway. So that's not a
But
crime.
They did steal gas from a cop
true.
on the side of the road.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's.
He initiate the stealing of the bus verbally.
No, that's a
So,
group thing though, so they'd all be prosecuted for that.
but he's the first one to say, "Let's take the bus." It went to court. Maybe he figured his
Maybe,
way out
but
of
in
it,
terms of
but-
like severity of punishments, the wife wouldn't.
Oh yeah, not that
Lovitz's
bad.
wife
The
wouldn't.
pilot's fucked, by the way. She's flying in between
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, she's absolutely
two
screwed.
main power lines at interstate, just trying to bob and hit a car. I'm like, no. This is federal. You are.
Yeah, that
you're
guy's
fucked.
taking her to court and winning
Yes,
every day.
yes,
Yep.
without a doubt.
Like probably gonna definitely probably have attempted murder charges.
Oh,
Yeah, assault and battery. Like literally trying to assault a guy with a helicopter. I think that's
Yeah.
the definition. Like yeah, everyone is screwed.
Yes, they're living in prison.
Okay, here's a question. Who would, if you were betting on them, who would you have been rooting for?
It would have been the lawyer guy. I'd put
Lawyer
money on
guy?
him.
Okay.
Just because I feel like he had more connections and more money to get faster.
I would
places,
actually
but-
probably go with the ref. Cuba Gooding Jr.'s
Yeah,
character. Because number
I
one, he'd
think
be in
if
the
I
best
was, like,
shape.
in
Because
that
NFL
universe
reps
and
are in
betting, I would
shape.
probably go on the ref.
Yeah,
Okay.
and like they also get paid pretty well. He maybe was a former player. You
Mhm.
know, like probably made some money. You know,
I mean, a lot of refs are like attorneys because
yeah. At least
Like, what?
and back then, I don't even know if refereeing was a full time job yet. Back then,
I don't think it was. It was pretty much still a side gig because who is it? Who's the big ref who was like the best, like Hawkins?
Ed Hockley.
Hockley.
Yeah.
He was a huge lawyer. But like a lot
And
of them
was also
are-
jacked.
Yeah. Oh my
That's the
gosh,
guy. Okay. Yeah.
He like anytime I saw a game with him in it, I was like,
Yeah, that dude could
This
go play
game's gonna be called
safety, and
great.
yeah, he'd
Yeah,
murder
He was
everyone.
bigger than some safeties.
Ooh,
Like I
huge
remember
dude.
it seemed like this dude could play.
Anyway,
mhm.
that's who I would have bet on.
Okay.
Yeah, I probably would have bet on him, but as a viewer, I was 100% rooting for Rowan Atkinson because I just love Rowan Atkinson.
Fair enough. Any other?
I used to quote him so much when I was like,
So you were a Johnny English kid.
I love Johnny English. I have DVDs of Mr. Bean, like the
Yeah.
series.
Oh yeah.
Of course, Lion King. What else was he in? There's something else.
I can look him
remember,
up.
But
Four Weddings
yeah,
and a
I'm
Funeral.
Rowan.
Scooby Doo. He's in that.
Scooby Doo.
Yep,
That's
Scooby-Doo
what
was
I'm
scrappy.
thinking. The first Scooby Doo movie.
Good movie.
He played human Scrappy Doo. Actually,
Yeah.
robot human Scrappy Doo.
Ro-
Spoiler alert. Sorry,
Yeah.
everyone.
Oh, plot
Mhm.
twist.
So I think that probably about wraps it up. I
Yeah.
believe on
Mhm.
Rotten Tomatoes, if I go back to the reception section here, aggregator gives it around a 5 out of 10. So, which makes sense.
Really?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
where I'd fall in. Duran gave it a 6 for our
Fair.
Discord score.
Yeah, IMDb has it at 6.5, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Seems about right.
You know, nothing
Mhm.
objectively awful, but nothing that really
Oh.
elevates it. I think beyond John Lovitz is great,
Oh God.
Mm-hmm.
It's so well.
and that's probably the high mark of the movie for me is everything with John Lovitz. Mostly just because Lovitz is awesome.
I'd say John Lovitz and Rowan Atkinson because
True.
anytime that Rowan Atkinson was on, I was laughing. Anytime John Lovitz
Yeah.
was on, I was laughing. So I think those are the saving graces, and I'll say like at the time, a lot of the comedies that were coming out around this time were like American Pie, college
This is
comedy
road trip
type thing.
and-
Right. And this was a comedy that like had those same kind of ideas behind them, but at the same time, I think it just executed them better and in a little bit more of a mature way. I'll say mature way. So I think that for the time that this came out, this was one of the better comedies.
Fair enough. All right.
Yeah, because damn, it's going up against like Zoolander and everything, and like Legally Blonde, and Joe Dirt, Scary Movie
around
2.
that time.
Shit.
Oh my gosh, Joe Dirt.
Yeah,
What a movie.
Yeah, what a time that was.
Holy
Jeez.
shit. No, that's fucking nuts. Damn. Okay.
All right. So I think that about wraps up our thoughts on crap. I'm
Rat
looking
Race.
at another list of movies. I lost the name. Rat Race.
No.
It's on my notes.
Rat Race.
It's right
Rat
here.
Race.
Going to our shuffler. What was this?
And while you go to the shuffler, one little thing, because it's based on It's a Mad, 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 Mad World. I was talking to my parents about how we were watching this, and my dad was like, little tidbit you can throw in, your father, so my dad, went and saw It's a Mad, 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 Mad World in theaters when it came out.
Shit. Okay.
So
All right.
like
Yeah.
that was pretty crazy to be like, oh wow, that's a little bit
Before our time.
a little bit
A little
before,
bit.
yeah,
Just
before
a
us.
little bit because it came out in 63.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
that's a long time ago.
Mhm.
Dude, this is a great
Yeah.
year for comedies because Super Troopers also came out this year. American Pie 2. Shit.
Oh, Super Troopers. I love that movie.
Oh, Monsters Inc. Damn.
Monsters Inc. was
Oh.
2001. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ocean's
We,
11.
That makes
Fuck
sense. That makes
me.
sense.
Yeah, we Monsters Inc. went our nearby theater at the time, Forest City. That movie was sold out, except 3 tickets. My dad and my very younger sister Emily, she would have been like 8 at the time. She just sat on his lap, and me and my other sister, we had to split up to go see it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like because it was just like we were standing outside. It's the only time at that theater I've ever had to see the line go like out the door, down the street, because it's just a single screen theater. And yeah, we were well down the block by the time they all came out and said, "Hey, we only have 3 left. You're the last family, and you're a family of 4." And we tried to figure out how to make it work. Like, yeah,
Wow.
yeah. That was
One
a,
last thing.
that, what a memory that I hadn't thought about that
That's a
in
pretty
years.
good memory.
Yeah.
Damn. Glad I could like resurface that.
Thanks,
Also,
Joey.
Night's Tale came out this year. What a fucking good
Oh,
movie.
that's a
I'm
great
ripping
film.
it next up on my
I
PC.
have no
Oh,
idea where my DVD of that is.
It's
so
So
good.
I'm so sad, but it's fantastic.
Oh,
One of the best movies. I
I
love that
It's a
movie.
good one.
Gonna get added to my list here soon.
All right.
Yes.
Speaking of good
I'm
movies,
excited.
we have 8 in our shuffler because our next episode and our last in season 1 before we take a little bit of a break for, NFL playoffs, college football playoffs and stuff to give us, because our schedules are going to get weird with football, as well as
Mhm.
time to retool the show maybe for a little bit for season 2 to change up a couple of things, work on some tech stuff as well. We're going to do a holiday episode. We've got 8
Sure.
Christmas films in the shuffler right now that you see spinning on the screen if you're watching the video version. And if you're listening on audio, head over to Box Office Shuffle on YouTube. That's where we upload the video version. We have Klaus from Netflix, The Christmas Chronicles, also on Netflix. We have a few from Disney Plus, actually a lot from Disney Plus. The Santa Claus, The Muppet Christmas Carol, Home Alone, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, Elf, and over on Prime, because that's where they have it now, is The Holdovers, which is the most recent film on the list. Came out last year around Thanksgiving time, I think. Sounds right. And it happens over a Christmas break at a boarding school. So those are our 8 movies that we have on the shuffler, and this is where we're going to see what we're watching for our next movie.
Oh, it was a good one.
It is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
All right.
The shitter's full.
Shitter's
You
full.
guys want to know something? I've never seen this.
Oh shit! Let's go.
I've never seen this.
Same here. Never seen it.
Really? Let's go.
Let's go.
All right, let me write this
I'll be like,
down.
oh,
National Lampoon.
yeah.
I've never seen a National Lampoon's movie.
Wait, you've never seen like Animal House at all?
I've never seen any National Lampoon movie.
Oh,
Was it
that so
over when the
good.
Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? Forget it. He's on a roll. That's the original.
Hold on.
Hold up. Let him cook.
Yeah, hold on, let him go.
God, that movie's fucking great. Oh shit. Oh man, if we ever do like a pick your favorites and like everyone like go through my list, Joey's list, your list, pick out movies we've never seen. Like they can only be a film like one of us has not seen. That one's on the list for me. For you, Chris. You would love Animal House. It's so dumb. So dumb.
Okay.
What am I? Oh shit! Whoa.
That dumb and stupid is no way to go through life, son.
I had someone tell me that quote to my face.
Oh, it's one of Belushi's best films.
It's
It's fantastic. Anyway, we're not going to get down that road too much. We're going to be doing National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. We'll be watching it on Disney+. Let me go back to our 3-cam screen here. So that'll be probably in about a week from whenever I actually put this up, because we're going to try to find time to get that done before Christmas. Anything else you guys want to touch on before we wrap it up for this week's episode? Did you guys add anything to your movie lists at all yet? I just, obviously, randomly found the Goodfellas copy. Anything
I've got about
add?
a week and a half until I'm probably adding something to my list.
Gotcha. Joey, you mentioned you're doing some
got
ripping, just so our audience is aware. Joey has a Jellyfin server where he's taking his physical media collection and digitizing it on an online server. How many films are you up to rip now?
It's 500 something.
Oh, geez. I'm up to about 400 discs now.
Okay.
Which is pretty nice.
I might have to stop at your place and just rip some Blu-rays and bring them back to you.
That was fine with me. I got a couple to give you anyway because I upgraded to the 4K version. So, yep. But yeah, that's...
Hold on. I got my collection in the back. I know where it is. Sorry. I'll be right back. Oh, chaos.
While we're vamping. But yeah, that server is actually the impetus for this show. Me and Joey got to talking about like what we could do with movies because we both like talking about movies. We go to movies all the time together. So what's he up to?
I remember what the pile was.
What do we got?
Are
these your recent rips?
Recent, in process being ripped in queue. So we got Leading Man Collection 4 movie. We got Hancock, Hitch, The Pursuit of Happiness, and 7 Pounds with Will Smith.
Oh, geez. That's actually a pretty solid 4-packer for a DVD.
Mm-hmm.
It is. The Other Women wasn't my pick, but someone else picked up for me.
Oh, that's I remember. I've not seen the movie, but I think the guy isn't the guy Jamie Lannister. Is that Nicholas Klaus, whatever his name is?
Yes.
It is, yeah.
He's there. Yep.
Yeah, he's the guy that's cheating on all of them.
Don't
ask me why I know that. I've never seen the movie.
First Wife Club. Then we have the Annabelle film collection.
Oh.
The Devil's Wear Prada. Actually a very solid film.
Oh, it's a classic. That's a classic.
Ooh. Just Married. And then, personal favorite of mine, Sweet Home Alabama.
All right. That is definitely a classic late 90s rom-com.
Yes.
I've seen 3 of those movies that you put over there. And they were all part of the Will Smith Leading Man collection.
No, yeah. Forgot I had those, yeah.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up here for episode 10 for Box Office Shuffle. If you watched Rat Race, let us know what you thought below. Stay tuned to let us know what you think of National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation for our next episode. Obviously, if you're watching on an audio platform, hit the subscribe, follow, leave a review. If you're on YouTube, subscribe, like, comment, things that help the algorithm. They're pretty nice. And we'll see you next week for our holiday episode. See you around.
Yeah. Who put the hat in the right in the race? Who put the hat in the right in the race? Oh, that was a really, really old movie, or like a 2000s movie when they started with the race with Who Let the Dogs Out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And the audio just drops and it's like Bart. Like, oh,
Yeah.
Who let the dogs out?
That's all staying in.
It's a race. It's a race. I'm winning.
I'm winning.
I used to quote that all the time. I love it.
Of course you did.
Oh, I love it. And I found the dog kidney scene.
Oh, yeah, we got to watch that. Hang on. I'll insert it here.
Yes, I'm still recording.
Yes.
Don't worry.
Hang on. I got the master going. I haven't shut it off.
Okay.
What was it? Country Hill.
Yeah, it was One Tree Trail. I just
Dog,
posted
yeah.
it in the chat.
You got
Oh,
in
you
the-
got it
in
pulled
the
up?
Discord.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll watch it myself because I'm recording the Discord call.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
I don't have a pop out option, do I? No.
It's such a bad quality.
I've got.
Oh,
a
you've got
play
the one
ready
that
to
from
go.
15 episode from 15 years ago. Is that the one you
Yep.
pulled? Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
It's so
such a
good.
thing.
It's terrible.
All 16 pixels just.
Oh, it is a
working
heart.
their-
It wasn't a kidney.
Oh, it was a heart? I can
The
really
dog
tell. Yeah, it's a heart.
I love how the. Why is nobody doing anything?
I'm freaking
So
out.
terrible.
What is going
Oh God.
My heart. It's been
Oh.
stolen.
A
Oh
golden
my God,
retriever
that's-
has stolen my heart.
Oh, that's amazing. What a time the CW was.
What
What a
was
time.
that?
I don't know what that is. I love
Nobody
it.
did
Oh my
anything.
Yeah, it was
They're
like-
all. They're called first responders, and nobody responded.
God. So dumb.
Nothing. I love how it's just on ice too. It's not wrapped up for like cleanliness. It's just just heart floor. It
It was a heart just in a cooler full of ice,
Yeah.
the same way that you'd have ice in a cooler at a cookout.
yeah. Which put it on ice. Oh God.
That's so
Oh.
dumb.
It's
All right, we're gonna get out of here. I hope
Yes.
I don't have to
Oh,
cut
we
that.
not out of here yet?
No, I hope we don't have to cut that because I don't know if like YouTube will be like, "Hey, what are you doing?"
that was
So-
stolen from you too.
We'll see what happens. All right,
Oh,
guys, have a good one.
All right.